What's going on, everybody? Ronan here, and welcome back to the channel. While I'm not 100% yet, I'm finally able to talk in a clear enough voice to where I can get the intro for this video that I've been trying to make for the past 3 weeks or so done. So thank you for being patient with me while I've been trying to recover. Unfortunately, when you get sick, and there's nothing you can really do. But with all that being said, let's get on with why we're here today. So we're here for part 2 of season 2 of What If Ash won the PWC, the Advanced Journeys. But before we get into that, I got a couple of things I got to take care of. First, you guys already know the deal. Take a look at the analytical stat bar. Don't forget to drop a like, hit the subscribe button, and turn on notifications, and drop a comment to help fuel the algorithm. And also, I need to make it a habit to where I'll start shouting out patrons and channel members in the videos for their continued donations, as that's something I realized that I haven't been doing in a while, and it's something I got to start back up. So we're going to start from the top of the list. Robert, thank you very much for your donations, as you are my longest running patron. But with all that being said, let's get into What If Ash won the PWC, the Advanced Journeys, Season 2, Part 2. I hope you enjoy.
We begin today's part with Ash and Go as they're heading north in the Galar region. Their destination is Windon City once more, so they can head to the western part of Galar to catch a boat to the Hoenn region to see a very particular professor. While on the train, Go and Ash are talking about the last couple of battles that Ash has had. They were coronation battles. The first one was with the grass-type specialist Milo. Luckily, Pignite and Staraptor were able to net Ash a victory here. Then, when they stopped off in a city called Hulberry, Ash encountered that city's gym leader, Nessa. While there was a clear difference between her and Milo in the category of skill as a trainer, Ash was still able to defeat her with Torterra and Glalie, as her Gigantamax turtle couldn't compete with his own. As a result of these high-class battles and a couple of other non-sequential battles, Ash finds himself inching ever closer to his first class change since he started the World Coronation Series. As a result, his ranking is now 1090. Turning to Go, Ash says that he's happy he's making progress. With each win, it feels like he's one step closer to that battle with Leon. But then Ash has a question for Go. Has he figured out what his next step is going to be? To which the boy stumbles over his words, saying that his goal is always the same, to capture Mew. Yeah, but now how do you plan to do that, our hero asks. The one lead that I had turned out to be a dead end, and Mewtwo, the one Pokemon that could help us find it, said he hasn't felt Mew's presence in a long time. So that leaves Go back to square one. Realizing that Ash is right, Go looks down, telling him that he's not really sure. Before he met Ash, there was a rumor that Mew was in the Crown Tundra, as there had been reports of a Pokemon with psychic abilities that had been spotted there. Well, that could have been any Pokemon, Ash responds. That's true, but the reason why I thought it was Mew is because all the stories had been consistent in one fact. The ones who saw this Pokemon reported they weren't even sure if it was anything at all, like they were seeing a mirage. Oh, now I get it, Ash says. And since Mew is the Mirage Pokemon, you thought they were connected. Yes, I spent weeks dodging the wiles of the Crown looking for it, but there was no sign of it whatsoever. Then I ran into you, and everything has been history ever since. Well, if there's one thing I know, Ash says, if we keep it moving, then we will eventually run into some kind of lead. Go nods in agreement as the two passengers have reached the next stop of their train ride, a place called Stownside. The train is stopping for the night to refuel, so Ash and Go decide to head to the Pokemon Center, as Ash wants to change up his team and have Nurse Joy look at his egg, as it hasn't really been moving since Ash got it. Go, on the other hand, just wants to get off the train and stretch his legs. Once at the center, Ash first heads to Nurse Joy so that way he can turn in Pikachu and Haunter, as well as the egg, because these are the two Pokemon that he's going to be keeping with him. As the ball for Haunter cracks and the ghost lets out its trademark cackle, a lone onlooker from a shadowy corner has his gaze fixated on the Spectre. The person watches as Ash tells Pikachu and Haunter to be civil with Nurse Joy, while he changes out some of his Pokemon. Leaving the two Pokemon, Haunter cackles once more as it follows Nurse Joy to the back of the center, while the Watcher stands up, seemingly having his interests piqued. Over at the transfer machine, Ash's first call is to Professor Oak. He plans to swap out all 4 of his other Pokemon. Ash asks for Oak to send just over 3, being Noctowl, Levani, and Tauros. Oak asks what about the last slot, to which Ash tells him he's going to contact Kukui for his last Pokemon. Hanging up, Ash begins to dial as Go asks a question. Why do you store all your Pokemon in 2 separate locations? Wouldn't it be easier just to keep them all at the lab with each other? Ash says it would, but the Pokemon he caught in the Alola region have only ever known the small island chain as their homes, and due to the tropical climate and the deep connection with the region, Ash feels like it's what's right for them. And besides, I'm sure Kukui could use the help around the lab. It's here the phone rings, only for once again the Rotom Dex to pick up, telling Ash that Kukui and Burnett are very busy, so he will have to be the one to help the young trainer. While saddened by this, as Ash was hoping to see his adopted family, he understands that the work of a regional professor has to be very exhausting. So our hero makes a request that Rotom Dex send over Incineroar so that Ash can complete his new team. After a moment of silence, Rotom has located the cat, and in a flash, a Pokeball appears next to Ash. Before hanging up, Ash says thanks and asks Rotom to give the two professors a message, tell him that he misses them, and he'll be home soon. Ash then ends the call, doing his best to hold back a well of emotions that he has seemed to have been holding on for quite some time. Go notices this, but says nothing, as the call comes over the speaker for Ash as his Pokemon and egg are ready. Turning with a smile, Ash tells Go they should head over. Sure, he says, a little concerned for his friend. Moments later, they arrive at the counter as Nurse Joy tells Ash that Pikachu and Haunter are in tip-top shape. However, there's something she wants to talk to the boy about when it comes to the egg. This immediately causes concern to plaster itself across Ash's face, only for Joy to tell him it's nothing serious. She just wanted to mention that the egg looks healthy. It was docile the whole time except for a brief moment a few minutes ago when it surged with aura and all of her instruments went haywire in the examination room. Ash asks if everything is okay, to which Nurse Joy confirms that it is, but just to watch the egg. She doesn't know what triggered it, but it's certain it will happen again. However, Go has a suspicion, but keeps his opinions to himself for the time being. With that, Pikachu and Haunter are released back to their trainer, only for the ghost type to get some sort of feeling that comes across it. For the first time since Ash has known it, Haunter isn't laughing at random intervals as it appears to be fixated on something. Then, without a warning, it takes off out of the Pokemon Center with Ash and Go in chase. The ghost type charges down the road till it, with Ash and Go, find themselves in front of a very run-down looking building that seems to have no importance of any kind. Hey, Haunter, is everything okay? However, it doesn't say anything, just hovering to the door, then vanishing inside. Go isn't sure about this, as this building gives him the creeps. However, Ash isn't going to just leave Haunter, so whether he likes it or not, Ash is going inside to find them on. But there is a slight problem. The inside of the building is dark, even in the middle of the day. No light can penetrate the boarded up windows of this building. So, Ash pulls out a Pokeball and releases a Pokemon that Go has yet to meet, Incineroar. The Fire Cat is happy to see its trainer, giving Ash a great big hug. While Ash is happy to see it, Ash tells it that he needs its help to see, as Ash points in the building. This is a simple task for the Alolan starter, as it steps inside and begins to glow at the waist, illuminating the surrounding area. With one last look, Ash tells Go he's heading in, only for the boy to say wait up as he releases Scorbunny and follows Ash inside. However, Go quickly finds out that he and Ash have gotten separated, as even at a call of his name, Ash doesn't answer the young trainer. Now in the pitch black of the eerie building, Scorbunny begins to feel its trainer's panic, so it begins to bounce a rock around, creating a small ember that lights the small area. This calms Go enough as he slowly begins to feel his way through the hallway until coming across a door that is cracked. Opening it, Go looks inside hoping to find Ash. However, that is the last thing he sees. Over with Ash, he has made his way deep into the seemingly abandoned building. With the light of Incineroar, it has been easy for our hero to find his way. But this doesn't mean his trek has been easy, as there is a lot of debris and old furniture that line the hallway of this building. It actually reminds Ash of the place that he met Haunter back in Kanto, perfect for a ghost-type Pokemon. But he can't reminisce about that now. Ash must focus on the goal at hand. It's here that Pikachu has an idea, tugging at a Pokeball in Ash's belt. Realizing what the mouse is hinting at, Ash pulls out the ball, declaring, "Noctowl, I choose you!" Emerging from the ball, Ash tells the shining bird to see if it can locate Haunter anywhere in the building. Noctowl closes its eyes as its horns begin to glow in psychic energy. Then, a pulse is sent through the building seeking the requested target. Then, Noctowl cries as it takes off down a hallway with Ash and his other Pokemon in hot pursuit. This brings us back to Go, as he and Scorbunny begin to search the room that he's in. This place seems very interesting to the boy, as there are a lot of things that appear to be relics from Galar's past. However, there is one thing that catches Go's attention, a box that clearly possesses the outline of an unmistakable Pokemon. Mew, Go mutters to himself. Seemingly captivated by the box, Go opens it up to find an old, upfolded sea map. Opening the paper carefully, Go can see what looks like a region that is surrounded by water with a volcano in the middle. Then, in a place seemingly to shift invisibility with the light, an island that seems to be the farthest point from the mainland with an outline of a Mew again. Go doesn't know what this is, but the map is important. Putting it back into the box, Go closes it and pulls it down from the shelf with the intention of taking it. However, when he does, something comes with it. It appears to be some sort of cord. Knowing the box is very old and fragile, Go binds it with the cord, telling Scorbunny they need to find Ash. He may be able to help them read this map. After all, he's been all over the Pokemon world. Over with Ash, he and his Pokemon have made their way into an area of the building that seems to have a battlefield of some sort. It looks like the stadium of a gym, he thinks. It's very similar to the one that was at Turffield. However, this is a much smaller version, being completely sealed up inside of the building. This is where Noctowl comes to a stop as the bird has detected something. Looking around, Ash looks deep into the dim light. It is here that he can make out two figures. One is something Ash knows, being Haunter, but the other isn't one that Ash is familiar with. Calling to his ghost type, Ash hears its trademark cackle as Haunter, followed by what sounds like a very low laughter. This is where Incineroar illuminates the area, revealing the two in the darkness. There is Haunter, with a human wearing what looks like a mask covering his face, but the two are chuckling to each other like there is an inside joke that Ash just doesn't know about. "Hey Haunter, is everything okay? Who's your new friend?" Ash inquires. "Your Haunter possesses latent potential," the person responds. "It has a keen sense of seeking out those who can make it stronger." "Well, thanks," Ash says, "but just who are you?" "Oh, how rude of me. My name is Alistair. I'm one of the gym leaders here in Stownside." Just as Ash begins to ask a question, a yell of terror comes from the darkness, followed by a cackle that is the source of the terror. From the void, a small light emerges that gets larger very quickly. Then two figures, Scorbunny and Go. They are being chased by a shadow that appears to be very aggressive. This gets Haunter's attention as the ghost type vanishes, only to reappear and stop the creature with a shadow punch. However, this is met with a Venoshock that cancels each other out. This causes Haunter to get a bit peeved in the exchange, causing it to engage once more. However, this is quickly stopped when Alistair appears between the two, stating that's enough. In an instant, the shadowy figure begins to reveal itself as the much more powerful evolution to Haunter, Gengar. Looking at Haunter, Alistair tells the middle stage that it's very powerful to withstand an attack from his ace. Then he looks to Ash, telling our hero that when they unlock their ultimate potential, to come back, and Ash and Alistair will battle. Then, as quickly as he came, the gym leader fades into the shadows as his ace lets out a fading cackle of its name. "Who is that, Go Ash?" Looking at Haunter, Ash says he's not really sure. However, it won't be the last time they see each other. But this moment of reflection is interrupted when Go tells Ash he found something. Opening the box, Go reveals the map that he found, asking if it's something that Ash has seen before. "It looks like a map of the Hoenn region," he responds, "but a really old version of it. There isn't a lot of the modern things and landmarks that are there today." Go then points out that the bottom part of the map changes in the light, stating that it looks like there is a Mew. "You're right," Ash responds. "Well, it looks like you may have found your next lead on Mew. It just so happens I know a guy in Hoenn that may be able to read this." With both of their directions now figured out, Ash and Go depart from the gym. However, as they exit heading towards the train, Ash feels like someone is watching him. At this moment, the egg in Ash's bag begins to pulsate with aura, triggering our hero to stop. He doesn't know what it is, but something about this place has bonded with him and his Pokemon spirit. The next day, our heroes find themselves in Windon. Though they have only been gone a short time in the grand scheme of things, the city looks like it's the same before Meowth's rampage a few months back. But the two are not here for a layover. Ash has been sent a request by the champion himself, Leon. Ash isn't exactly sure why. The only thing that the message said was for Ash to meet Leon at Windon Stadium. Since the letter was only asking for Ash, Go decides that he would be best if they split up for the time being and meet back at the train station when the sun goes down. So while Ash heads off, Go decides to follow up with some old friends that they left behind the day he met Scorbunny. So they find themselves in front of a very familiar shop as the baker and 3 Nickit come out to greet them. As they catch up, we flash over to Ash and Pikachu as they find themselves standing in front of Windon Stadium. The grandeur of this place always captivates Ash. To believe we could be here one day to challenge Leon. We still have a lot of work to do, so let's make sure when that day comes, everyone knows that we belong here. It's here that Ash enters inside, only to be met with an exciting sight for our hero. There is a practice battle between Leon and another trainer Ash doesn't know. Leon's Charizard is facing off against a Pokemon that the Rotom Dex identifies as Duraludon. The two Gigantamax Pokemon are showing no mercy to each other as the final turn of the transformation takes effect and both launch their most powerful attacks. The stadium erupts in a flurry of Dynamax energy as the two Pokemon revert to their original forms. Ash is in awe at their power, but his captivation is interrupted by the applause of someone as the practice match is called. "Splendid duel," the man says, "but it's time for us to put an end to this as our appointment is here." As all 3 of the people look up at Ash, sending chills down the boy's spine. Back with Go, he is catching up with the baker and his 3 new employees. While business has never been better since the Nickets have stopped stealing from the shop, a new problem has darkened its doors. A crafty new thief has been pillaging from the shop for more than what Scorebunny and the Nicket did. Go asks if they have been able to gather any evidence that would lead them to the assailant, but the baker says no. It's almost like the perpetrators are invisible or something. There is never any trace left behind, and it's becoming very frustrating. It's here we shift perspective to Scorebunny and the Nicket as they are playing, catching up and getting to know each other once again because they've been away for so long. But this is where the fire rabbit notices something. A tray of scones that were left out to cool on the counter are now on the move, to which Scorebunny is panicking, trying to get Go's attention. But its trainer tells the rabbit to just play with the Nicket. They are trying to solve the mystery. Realizing their only moment to actually do something is slipping away, the rabbit fires an ember at its trainer. Go turns only to see a look of agitation on Scorebunny's eyes. The rabbit gives his trainer a cold look before taking off out the door with the Nicket in tow. Go is frozen by the look that Scorebunny gave him, but is shocked back to his senses when the baker tells him that they should follow. They may be onto something here. The baker then takes off after the Pokemon, while Go takes a moment to catch up with things before taking off after the rest. But once outside, he doesn't see anyone. However, there's a small trail of scones that line the pavement. Knowing that this has to be the way, Go takes off running in hopes of catching up with his friends. Luckily, he doesn't have to travel far, as when he rounds a corner, Go finds himself in a small sitting area with a pond in the middle. There stands the baker and the Nicket, as Scorebunny seems to be jumping around like it's dodging something. Then Go sees it, a whip of water from what seems to be nothing. Luckily, the fire type is able to dodge it. Quickly, Go steps in, giving a command to Scorebunny, but the rabbit ignores him, just forcing off a double kick that misses whatever it's battling. Then the unfortunate happens as the fire type is driven into the pond by what seems to be a water gun. It's here that Go notices something. The moment the attack was launched, whatever it is slightly lost the ability to stay hidden, as a ripple can be seen before it fades back out of sight. As Scorebunny begins to grow angry with the turn of events, Go tells it that they may be able to win this, but they will have to work together. While the rabbit is still a bit peeved at being ignored by its trainer, it nods, setting aside its bitterness for the time being. Go tells Scorebunny to use amber and spread it out. Doing so, the rabbit triggers an attack from their invisible assailant as another water gun fires from seemingly nowhere. But Go looks for the sign. Seeing there is only one real way to connect, Go orders Scorebunny to use double kick through the water gun. While the rabbit doesn't like this, Scorebunny does so. Luckily, Go was right, as the feet of the fiery mon connect with something as Scorebunny brings its full weight down on top of its opponent as they land on the ground. This is enough to knock out the camouflage of the assailant, as it is revealed to be an unconscious water Pokemon. But not just any water type. This is the water starter of the Galar region, Sobble. Go sees an opportunity here, throwing a Pokeball at it to capture the starter. Go walks up to Scorebunny to celebrate their catch like they normally do together, only to stop when Scorebunny begins to glow. Before he knows it, Go's first Pokemon has taken on its second stage, Raboot. Go is really excited trying to hug the new mon, but it simply steps back, seemingly wanting nothing to do with its trainer. This shocks Go, but he is interrupted by the baker when he thanks Go for helping him with the issue. If he would like, come back to the shop with him. He and his Pokemon can eat scones to their heart's content. Thanking the baker, Go tells Raboot that they should head back. While the rabbit acknowledges Go, it simply walks past with no emotion towards its trainer. An hour later, Go and his 2 newest Pokemon are enjoying a batch of fresh scones. Sobble seems to be their #1 fan, triggering an eating contest between it and Raboot. While things seem to be calm for now, Go can't help but to think things between him and his first Pokemon are not okay. Now we move over to Ash and Pikachu as they find themselves standing on the battlefield with Leon and the 2 other people that he doesn't know. Leon is super excited to see our hero. The word is that Ash has been able to best both Milo and Nessa, which is no small feat considering they are on par with most other region's Elite 4 members. The 2 champions greet each other with enthusiasm as only they are capable of. However, this is quickly interrupted by a man in a business suit. So, you are the trainer that Leon has not been able to stop talking about. Ash. This stops the boy as he inquires who the man is, but Leon is able to quickly fill in the blanks for Ash, telling him that this is Chairman Rose, the one who runs the Pokemon League here in the Galar region. This quickly perks Ash right up as he's always down for anything that has to do with the Pokemon battle. Wow, so you're the reason that Leon is champion, Ash says. With a slight laugh, Rose tells Ash that he has it backwards. Leon is the reason why the Galar Pokemon League is so prestigious. With his high level at battling, Leon has elevated Galar to the top of the ranks in the Pokemon League worldwide. I only provide advertisements so the world can see our great champion. After all, here in Galar, we only want the best. Which brings me to the reason why I had Leon send for you today, Ash. Rose then opens his jacket and pulls out an envelope to which he hands to Ash. A bit confused, Ash asks what it is, to which Leon tells him to open it. Ash does, only to read it out loud. This is a formal invitation for Ash to compete here in the Galar region for a chance to battle Leon. Wait, an invitation? Why would I need this to compete, Ash questions. To which Rose again laughs, telling the boy that here in Galar, the only way to challenge the league is to have an invitation from a high-ranking official. So, after talking it over with Leon, I decided to give you one personally from me. Well, I don't know what to say, Ash responds. Well, just say yes, Leon says. This could be the fastest way for us to have an official battle. Ash wants to answer, but before he can, the conversation is interrupted by someone calling to the chairman. Turning, Ash sees a person clad in a pink overcoat that runs from his neck to his feet. Great. Not this irritation again, the man that Ash has yet to meet mumbles behind him, to which Leon responds, Ryan, be quiet. You know he's Chairman Rose's sponsor. However, Ash has to kind of agree with this guy, as he looks a little bit odd. But Ash has little time for this thought, as Rose greets the boy as Bede. So, I take it your gym challenge is going well? Yes sir, Bede says. Look, I just beat Kabu, flashing a badge that Ash has never seen before. Well then, you could be another contender for Leon's title, Rose comments. Most trainers never even get past him. Well, I'm not here to let you down, Bede says. Rose then turns to Ash to tell him that Bede is one of the trainers that has recently got an endorsement from him and has been taking on the Galar Gym Challenge. Wanting to flash a bit, Bede then shows off all of his badges, claiming that he's somewhat of a prodigy. Rose laughs. You see, Ash, we only want the best in Galar, so how about it? Will you take my endorsement? Ash first glances at the paper, then to Leon and Rose. I'm sorry, he says, but I have to decline your offer. You see, I've gotten a chance to battle across the Pokemon world the last couple of months, and I feel like that has made me a much stronger trainer and allowed me to get closer to my Pokemon. So with all due respect, I think it's best for me and Pikachu to continue that. Besides, when we face Leon, we want it to be as the world's most powerful trainers, not as regions. Ain't that right, buddy? The electric mouse sparks in agreement. Well, I'm sad to see we couldn't get you to join us, Ash, but I understand your reasons. Good luck on this journey of yours. Leon tells Ash that he thinks this is the right move, and he will be waiting for Ash at the top of the Masters 8. While it seems everyone is happy with this overall outcome, there is one person who sees Ash's refusal as a sign of disrespect. Bede, and he isn't calm about it either, accusing Ash of being a 2-bit nobody. How dare you refuse the chairman? Ash isn't sure what this kid is talking about, but Bede makes it clear by presenting a Pokeball. You and me, right now, let's have a battle. While a battle with this person would be fun, Ash has to be mindful of the fact that he must meet Go before the train leaves. So he tries to decline the offer, stating the reasons above, but Bede won't take that answer, telling Ash that if they battle, then they will make it a coordination battle. Wait, I thought you were just competing in the Galar League, Ash says. That's my main focus for right now, but I'm still registered so I can get to battle with strong trainers that come here to Galar. So what do you say, Ash? Will you battle me? Since you're strapped for time, we can make this a one-on-one. Ash looks at the clock on his phone, then to Bede. Okay, I have a few minutes. Seconds later, a Rotom ref is hovering above the field as Ash and Bede take their positions. The ref announces that this will be a 1v1. The battle will be over when one side's Pokemon is down. Looking over the battlefield, Ash takes a moment to appreciate the setting of this battle. With it being Windon Stadium and Ash on the verge of a class change, this will be a great battle. But his thoughts are interrupted by the start of the battle. Bede wastes no time calling on his starter Pokemon and the strongest in his arsenal, a Pokemon known as Hatterene. Using his Pokédex, Ash gets the info that he needs on this Pokemon. He's very excited for the chance to battle something he's never seen before, but this still doesn't change his decision, as Ash sends in Pikachu to handle this. Ash tells Bede that if he's going to use his starter, then the same goes for him. While our starters are both appear to be strong, I can assure you that mine is in a league of its own, Bede responds. Yours isn't even evolved. There is more to winning than just evolution, Ash says. Pikachu, use Thunderbolt! The mouse sparks, firing the quickest one that it can. But Bede, ever so confident, has a counter for this, ordering a magical leaf to block the attack completely. That was simple, Bede comments. Electric types are so predictable. This will be an easy win. However, patting himself on the back is going to backfire on him in this moment, as when Ash makes a simple call. Pikachu, use Electro Web! Suddenly, Hatterene is bound by the webbing, unable to move. This brief moment stuns the overconfident trainer as Ash tells Pikachu to use Iron Tail and wrap this up. The mouse does as its command. Bede snaps back just in time to give his starter a command. Unfortunately, this is too late, as it is unable to move and takes the full power of the Iron Tail that is dropped on Hatterene's head, ending the battle. Ash celebrates his win, as with it he has now made it into the Great Class. His new official rank is 997. Ash walks over to tell Bede it was fun. They will have to battle again, but as he reaches him, Ash can hear the train calling in the distance. Realizing he's out of time, Ash tells Leon and Rose thank you for the offer, but he will have to travel down his own path before running off. Bede just stands there, beating himself up that he lost to Ash. This is where the third member that Ash didn't get a chance to meet speaks up. I can see why you want to battle him, Leon. Don't you get it now, Raihan? This kid has something special, and I want to see just how special it is. Chairman Rose simply laughs. Then he turns to Bede. The fact that you think you would be able to beat a regional champion shows me just how not ready you are for the finals of the Galar League. Next time, do your homework before you challenge someone, Bede. Rose then walks off, leaving Bede to stand there and contemplate his next move, while Leon smiles. Ash, every time I see you, I can't wait for our battle. Now we find ourselves on the train with Go. The horn for the last call is sounding as our hero is concerned about his traveling companion. Then the worst thing that can happen does. The train begins to pull off. Go begins to panic as the movement increases, but then Go hears yelling. Looking out the window, he can see that Ash and Pikachu are sprinting towards the train. The two are running at top speed. Go leaps off of his seat and sprints to the back of the train. Once there, he can almost see Ash's outer platform. Go yells for Ash to jump, which he does as Go reaches out, barely grabbing the hand of his friend. Pulling Ash on the train, Go says, "Let me guess, a battle? What can I say? I can't turn down a challenge." "Well, let's get inside, Ash. I'm sure there's a lot we both need to fill each other in on." A few hours later, the two have gotten each other caught up to speed. While Go is happy that Ash was able to climb the ranks and get a new class, but Go does still have the issue of his newly evolved Raboot. Its personality seems to have 180'd, and all it does is show him the cold shoulder. Ash tells Go not to worry, it's probably just a little confused about its new power. Give it some time, I'm sure that it will come around. "I hope that's all it is," Go says, as he stares out the train window. A week later, Go and Ash find themselves in a place that Ash has fond memories of. They are sitting in the crowd in the stadium of the Evergrande Conference. They are watching the top 16 match of one of Ash's oldest friends, the person we know as Max. He has made it here and once again finds himself in a battle with another familiar face. Hodge. The only thing that Ash can think is that Max did say they would meet in the Hoenn League. While it's clear that Max has significantly grown in the time since Ash last saw him, this battle has come down to their final Pokemon. The crowd awaits on the edge of their seats for Max's final decision. "So you've traveled with this person before?" Go asks. "Yeah, Max and I traveled Hoenn back when I competed in this league, so I'm glad to see that he's finally becoming a strong trainer. Now, let's see what his final Pokemon is." However, it's no mystery to what Max's final choice is, as his agitated starter takes to the field. Vigoroth is eager to go, but its task is a big one. It still has to clear Mightyena and Hariyama. Ash and Go watch as Vigoroth gives its all to beat Hariyama. The fighting type proved to be a great challenge, but ultimately fell to the normal type. This just leaves one Pokemon, Mightyena. While Max and Vigoroth gave it all in the battle, shades of the loss that Ash had echo as Vigoroth falls in defeat, bringing Max's Hoenn League challenge to an end. After the day finishes out, Ash and Go meet up with Max and Hodge. The two are excited to see Ash and meet his new friend. Over that night, Ash explains everything that happened with him since the last time he came into Hoenn. Ash then reveals the stone that they found, to which Max immediately recognizes it. "That stone, it belongs to..." "Yeah," Ash says. "That is why we're here. We are heading to see Dr. Lund. Only he can confirm if it's what we think it is. So when I heard the league finals were happening, I figured you would want to join us once it's done. So here we are." Max is all in, but there's one thing first. Hodge is insistent that they stay and watch him win the whole competition. Ash smiles at the redhead. "Sure, that wouldn't be a problem. Tomorrow is the top 8, so the energy will be through the roof." Hodge says good, and once he wins, he and Ash will have to have a rematch, so he can show our hero just how strong he's become. "Well, Hodge, you're going to have to get in line," Go says. It seems that Max wants to be the first to battle Ash. Hodge then starts to argue with Max about who will battle Ash first. Both Ash and Go laugh as we just fade to the next day. Now Ash, Max, and Go are sitting in the crowd cheering on Hodge as he is down to his final Pokemon in Camerupt. Across from him stands a trainer that is called Rinto and his final Pokemon, Gallade. The battle has been intense up until this point, with Hodge and Rinto holding nothing back. However, things are going to change quickly, as Rinto still has one ace up his sleeve as he activates his keystone and unlocks the true power of Gallade with Mega Evolution. From here, the battle takes a turn as Camerupt quickly falls to the power difference, bringing the top 8 matches to a close. After everything is said and done, Hodge meets with Ash and the rest of the group, telling them he gave it his all, but that Mega Evolution sure made things difficult. Yeah, but you should be proud, Ash says. I couldn't do better when I was here. Hodge smiles. Well, I'm gonna have to wait on that rematch. I want to become much stronger before we have our battle. Ash tells Hodge no problem, he'll be waiting. Max tells Hodge that Ash isn't the only one that they will be having a rematch as well. The group just laughs as they fade on to the next day. The group stays to finish watching the competition, and it ends up being Rinto that takes the win, making him the ever Grand Champion. With this win, Rinto has gained the ability to face the Hoenn Elite Four and the champion of the region. While the group does want to stay to see this, Ash, Go, and Max have to get going. They need to start the long journey to see Dr. Lund. After saying goodbye to Hodge, who is staying to watch all the way to the end, our new trio parts way as they head deeper into the Hoenn region. On the boat ride away from Evergrande City, Go pulls out the map of ancient Hoenn. Looking to the southeast corner of the region, Go can't help but to feel mesmerized by the flickering in the Hoenn sunlight. Max asks him about it, to which Go tells him about his mission to catch Mew. This is their latest lead, so once they are done going to this place they have to look at the stone, they will be heading there. Max is excited about the chance to see Mew again. So you were at the Tree of Beginning when Ash was there the first time? Max says he was. Things got intense, but they managed to pull through. Can you tell me more about your adventures with Ash, Go says. Oh boy, do I have some stories, Max says, as Go rolls up the map preparing for a day of conversation. While that's happening, Ash is with Pikachu and his egg. Buddy, ever since that pulse of aura from it, the egg has been moving more frequently. It's going to hatch soon. The mouse puts a paw on it, feeling the life that is forming inside. A few days later, the trio find themselves on a monorail heading into the heart of their destination, LaRouche City. Go is amazed at how advanced the city is. Ash responds that when they get off, they will need to get some ID bracelets, so they can freely use all of the things that the city has to offer. Once they get off the tram, the trio does so with Max and Ash both wondering if they will get a chance to see an old friend, but they will have to wait till they reach the lab that is on the far side of the city, so they will have to make their way there. However, there is one place that Ash and Max both tell Go that they need to hit before they see the doctor. Where's that, Go asks, only for Max and Ash to point to the tallest building in the city, the Battle Tower. It specializes in tag team style battles, and they both want to give it a try, considering that Ash really didn't get a chance to battle the last time they were here, and Max was too young. Hanging his head, Go realizes that there's no way out of this, so he relents as the trio sets their sights on the magnificent building. A short time later, we find our heroes in the Battle Tower. The trio is impressed. The place is at the forefront of technology and its advancements. So how does this place work, Go asks. Well, we register, and our opponents are chosen at random. We don't know who they are until we get to the top of the tower, Ash responds. He then turns to Max. So how about it? You ready, partner? A smile crosses Max's face. A chance to battle at the side of Ash is something he's always wanted to do. So he nods as they both register for the next match. However, when the two start the process, the option to make it a coordination battle comes up. It only requires Max to register. This excites Ash, as he could get a tough battle, as Ash encourages Max to enter, but the boy is hesitant. He tells Ash that he isn't sure if he can compete at this level. He didn't even get past the top 16 in the Hoenn League. However, Ash reassures Max that that's the reason why he should do it. He needs to keep pushing to get stronger. Max looks at Ash's enthusiasm. It's contagious as always. A smirk crosses the boy's face. Okay, Ash, you win. Max presses the button to officially register for the PWC, while Go just smiles, watching Ash and his effect on people. 30 minutes later, Ash and Max are on an elevator heading to the top of the tower. Both can't hold their excitement. They are barely able to contain themselves as they come closer to the top. However, Max brings up one valid point. If this is a tag battle, and with Max's current score of 87-62, if they lose, then Ash's score will drop drastically. Smiling, Ash tells Max not to worry about that. Let's just enjoy the battle as the elevator finally stops and the doors open. This is to a packed stadium, but that's not what has the attention of our two combatants. It's their opponents, two very familiar trainers from Ash's past, and two trainers native to the Hoenn region, Tyson and Harrison. They are just as surprised as Ash and Max are. they didn't think they would get a chance to battle with Ash again. However, Ash's excitement has infected both of his former opponents as he tells them he's been waiting for a chance to battle against them again. Well, it looks like this will be it, Tyson says as the Rotom ref hovers above, signaling the start of this tag team coordination battle. Both Tyson and Harrison waste no time sending in two Pokemon Ash is familiar with, Sceptile and Blaziken. As the two Hoenn starters hit the field, Ash can't help but notice one thing about them. So, it seems both of you have mastered a new level of power. Both Harrison and Tyson tell Ash that they've been through a lot. Their goal is to reach the top of the world, and have strived to reach that goal. So they went after Mega Evolution. This fact causes Ash to get a little nervous. He saw the power of Mega Gallade was spectacular, and he doesn't have anything that can compete with that. Ash tells Max not to worry, they just need to believe they can do it. Ash then pulls out a Pokeball while smiling at Max, telling him, "Let's show them what we've got." Max stands, telling Ash he's ready. They then make the call, "Vigoroth, go! Incineroar, I choose you!" The Fire Cat and Agitated Sloth emerge ready for the challenge. Before the first command can be given, Ash tells his two former rivals he wants everything they got. Hold nothing back. Tyson and Harrison look at each other. "Okay, Ash, if that's what you want, just remember you asked for it," as both trainers activate their keystones and their starter Pokemon take their ultimate evolutions. The smile on Ash's face widens as he pulls something out from his bag and slides it onto his wrist. "What's that?" Max asks. "It's what's going to make things interesting. Now Incineroar, use Fire Blast." The cat sends the Fire Kanji plowing through the air. While the attack is powerful, Blaziken uses Blaze Kick to intercept it. The two struggle in an exchange of power while Vigoroth engages with Sceptile, as Tyson commands a dual chop. Max in his big brain uses his knowledge of typing to make this exchange in his favor, commanding a Play Rough. Vigoroth quickly counters Sceptile, hitting it for super effective damage. Meanwhile, Blaziken is able to push through the Fire Blast, demonstrating its full power. While this was their first exchange, both Tyson and Harrison won't wait, choosing to engage once more with a Leaf Storm and a Stone Edge. Knowing they need to push this back, Ash has an idea, telling Max to use Vigoroth and have it use a slash attack. Charging its claws, the Sloth engages, trying to hold back the two attacks. This is where Incineroar comes in with the Darkest Lariat. The cat spins at a high rate of speed with both arms extended out, crashing into the Leaf Storm Stone Edge combo. Both push back as hard as possible. Both sides struggle, but it's evident for one side who is at a disadvantage when Team Ash is consumed by the attack, driving both starters into the ground. "Wow," Ash comments, "that was a powerful attack." This gets him more excited as Incineroar stands up with a slight glow engulfing it. This is the will of the Fire Cat, but Max on the other hand is shaken, telling Ash, "No, there's no way that they can do this. They're facing two Megas and their Pokemon are unable to compete with that kind of power. We're only one move away from losing this match." However, Ash speaks to the contrary. "Max, look at our Pokemon. They aren't ready to give up. Incineroar is ready to show its true power, and Vigoroth looks like it's ready for some payback. But what if our counter doesn't work, Ash? Every time I try to go for a win, I fail when it comes to the end. Now you're in it with me, and I'll just drag you down too." Ash smiles. "Look," he says. Max turns his gaze to his starter, who is looking back at him for the first time in a calm state. In this moment, something strange happens. Max and Vigoroth seem to connect in a way they never had before. Then, within the calm, Vigoroth begins to glow in an evolutionary light, taking on its much more powerful form in Slacking. "You see," Ash says, "our Pokemon don't want to give up, so why should we? Now Max, let's do this, and show them just how strong we are." Turning, Ash and Max face their Pokemon. "Let's do this, Incineroar. Use Fire Blast," Ash orders, while Max calls for a move that his Slacking learned upon evolution. Focus Punch. Again, both Blaziken and Sceptile respond with Blaze Kick and Dual Chop. Harrison tells Ash that they won't be able to beat their teamwork. It's here that they reveal that both of them have competed in tag battles in the tower for some time. They have climbed the ranks of the tower while competing in coordination battles. "You seem pretty confident," Ash says, "but you won't beat us." "That's right," Max says. "Slacking, show him your true power." The Kong slams its monstrous knuckles into Sceptile's chest, while Blaziken is doing its best to hold back the Fire Blast. However, this time it's powered by Incineroar's iron will as the cat increased the flames, sending Blaziken back to collide with Sceptile. Now that Harrison and Tyson are on the back foot, Ash can see the momentum is changing. It's time for our final push. "Max, we need to end this here. So tell Slacking not to hold back. We will give it our all." Now wanting to end this, Tyson and Harrison decide it's time to do so. They order one final combo in the form of a Leaf Storm and Stone Edge. However, there is something that they have overlooked. This is the first time they've used this combo for a third time in battle, so it's going to be significantly weaker due to the drop in Leaf Storm's power. Ash knows this and tells Max he wants to try their combo again, so Max tells Slacking to use a double focus punch. Use it to knock the stones away. Doing this creates an opening that Ash was waiting for, as he tells Incineroar it's time. The Firecat and its trainer begin to sync their movements. This energizes Incineroar as Ash gives it a command while the Zing Ring is glowing brightly. Use Inferno Overdrive! Flames begin to surge throughout the battlefield as the Firecat launches itself into the air, while Slacking punches its way through the barrage of leaves and stones until the King finds itself staring down Sceptile. The lizard does what it can to defend itself, but Slacking has the strength to stop it cold, driving a fist into the head of the grass type, knocking it out with its enhanced strength. As this happens, Incineroar brings the weight of its body down on Blaziken with the full force of its Z move, cooking the Fire Chicken and bringing this double battle to an end. As the crowd cheers for everyone, the four opponents meet in the middle of the field, congratulating each other on a battle well fought. Ash and Max are the first ones in a month to break the win streak of Harrison and Tyson. While Ash catches up with his old rivals, Max celebrates with his Slacking. He can't believe it finally evolved. Now Max has a whole new appreciation for Pokemon battles and a new vigor for growing stronger. As a result of this win, Max is being bumped up to 5497, and Ash is now being moved to 924. However, the four trainers have their celebration cut short by a man who is known all too well, Dr. Lund, the creator of La Ruse City. This man greets Ash as he and Max realize that the time for fun is over. Ghost sees Ash's reaction from the crowd and he decides that it's time to head down so he can meet with him. An hour later, everyone finds themselves in the lab of Professor Lund. The first question that is asked is by Max. He wants to know where Tori is, to which Lund responds that Tori is currently out on his own adventure with Plusle and Minun. They became very close, and Tori headed to the Sinnoh region to mentor under Professor Rowan. This makes Lund a bit sad, but he quickly changes the tone by asking what brought them back to La Ruse City. It's here that Ash steps forward. Opening his bag and moving aside his egg incubator, Ash pulls out the stone that Go found. This, he says, we found it in Kanto, and I think it may be some type of stone, the same one that was found in the Arctic, the one that Deoxys came from. Lund takes the stone from Ash and looks it over. It's definitely very similar. Let me take a look at it. Taking the stone from Ash, Lund puts it into his scanner and begins the process. Moments later, it's complete and the professor is stunned by what it reads. The stone is of the same material as the Deoxys core. But there's one key thing here that is missing. There's no radiation coming from the stone. Either this stone has been here for a long time and it just ran out of energy, or someone drained it of all its power. This concerns Ash, as if Giovanni was the one that had this stone, then this could be a recipe for disaster. But for now, Ash keeps this to himself, as there are more pressing matters according to Lund. He then activates the main monitor, showing everyone the energy signature of Deoxys. He then shows everyone an energy signature that was detected a few years back that has the same type as it. This energy spike was so great that it was enough to awaken Groudon and Kyogre from their sleep. It sent all of Hoenn into a panic. Even the champion Steven and some other trainer using a black Mega Charizard wasn't enough to stop them. That statement gets Ash's attention as it sounds like a lawn, but he'll have to worry about that later. Professor Lund continues to say that ever since those two awakened, they have been very uneasy. They have caused great disasters to happen all over the region at random times. Groudon will emerge and destroy everything, only to vanish again, the same as Kyogre. It has made traveling the seas a nightmare throughout the region. This causes great havoc for no apparent reason. It's here that Go asks the professor if he has noticed any other energy signatures that are the same as the Deoxys one. Actually, there have been two. The one that is more frequent appears at sea, like it's moving, but I can never get a fix on it or a visual by satellite. It's like it's invisible in the sea. But the other one was a huge spike of energy that happened on the mainland of Hoenn a few years back. It happened when the Millennium Comet was in the sky a few months before Deoxys had awakened. The energy was so massive, it caused the systems here to overload and shut down. Then, Lund brings up a map on the screen to show where it happened. Max and Ash's eyes light up, because they know the place very well. It's here that Max asks if Lund can put all the sightings of Groudon that have happened since the energy surge up on the screen. Doing so, red dots begin to appear all over Hoenn. Aside from the one that happened when Team Aqua and Magma awakened it and the one when Steven battled them over that energy source, all the other appearances seem to be moving in a straight path. Max tells everyone to look. He knows where Groudon is going, and if it gets there, then things could end very badly for the people of Hoenn. Well, Ash says, it looks like we're heading to Farina. And this is where we are going to leave things for now. So tell me, what did you guys think about this part? How did you feel about the areas of Galar we got to touch on? Was Chairman Rose really trying to sponsor Ash? How about the double battle that Ash and Max got to have? What did you think of that one? And what awaits our heroes when they get to Farina? Let me know in the comments down below.
And that's all we had for today's video. I really appreciate you guys stopping by to watch all the way to the end, and I just wanted to say thank you for that. If you guys really enjoy my content, consider following me on some of my other platforms like Discord, where you can get to know other people who are interested in what ifs, or on Twitter, where I post sometimes behind the scenes updates. Or if you want to help the channel grow a little bit extra, why don't you consider donating like the people right here have, as whatever you could offer could help us get to a larger audience by helping us get new videos done, or some of the projects that we more custom art is getting kind of expensive. So we want to make sure that we have the funds to do that. But with all that being said, I really hope you guys enjoyed everything, and I will see you in the next video.